Recording has started.
No, hang on, we're not quorum. There are only two. Oh, we are three councillors.
Yes.
isn't
No,
it?
there's 3 councillors.
Hello, good evening. It's 6:30. We'll crack on, and then if other people want to join us as we go along, that's fine. A few things to talk about. Let's let Ian walk us through the agenda first. Ian?
Right, the first one, apologies for absence. The only one I have so far is Councillor O'Brien, Francesca O'Brien.
Okay.
The next item, Chair, is 02, is declarations of interest.
Don't think so.
None. Good. Now, agenda item 3, I brought it forward because at the time we were hoping that representatives from Mumbles Yacht Club were
Yeah.
good. Should we stick with this the same
Absolutely.
sequence?
Just go through it as
Okay.
it is, Ian. Make it much easier.
Right. The agenda is item number 3, Mumbles Yacht Club. Should I give a brief background to this, Pam? Or would you like to do that?
Have you both read the email that Ian sent out this morning with the feedback on the meeting that we had?
Oh, so you all know about it then, don't you? Really?
Okay. What came out of that meeting specifically was there was myself and Ian, and Martin sat in because he was on his way somewhere else as well. What came out of it was that they're getting all, like, as we know what the process is, getting all the initial surveys and goodness knows what in. And we all thought it looked such a splendid project. We asked how we could help. So she started saying this and this. I said, hang on, if you can, because there's money being moved around at the moment, if you could give us a general idea of how much you will need in the next 12 months to do your surveys and drill your boreholes and goodness knows what, then we might be able to find that money. I was hoping to be able to find it within our committee, but Ian and I did a quick tot up before, and it comes to about £12,400, but we just don't have that. So I think we will be, I was hoping that we could sort of say, right, should we via that money into a pot ready for, I can see you, Sarah, in a pot ready to help them with all the original researches into that plot, but we just haven't got it. So that's where we are. She's coming in next time to talk to everybody. So that's why I asked Paul at the beginning, is it possible for us to shift money over, hoping that we might be able to offer something there, but it's all going to have to go through grants because we don't have any money that we can spare there. Sarah?
Yeah, just for clarification, Chair, is this to do up the building? Or
No,
is this to expand?
It's a whole new project on the Verdi side of the road. They've got lots of people involved. The team they've put together looks absolutely brilliant. But the plan is to get the drillings and get all these surveys done. Hugh is the architect. But once they've got the money to get all that done, they will put their building up for sale, and they've got they own that building and they've got planning permission for it. So they're thinking that will pay for the build, which would be brilliant. So they're very well organised, but they will need money initially, and they've had one grant through, and I think there's another grant through at the moment. So that will then pay for the build.
The build of another yacht club.
Whole new facilities, great big public area. She was due to come in and talk to us tonight, but couldn't make it. So at the next meeting, she's going to come in. And did the plans go out, Ian? They did, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the only thing I've got sent out, she sent me, was like an artist's impression of what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And I forwarded that with all the bits to all the councillors. I've sent a link out. Ideally, we want an in-person meeting, because she can't share things necessarily on the screen. But all councillors will be invited to that, or have been already, as you asked last Friday.
So would they be actually giving us the money back afterwards? Or
well, this is what she says in her letter. They would aim to reimburse us for all the money we've put into it when they finish the build.
So it's not another Hill situation where we'd be pouring money in all the time, and no, it won't. No, they've got a super plan. They're very well organised. Oh, good.
Okay, so that's that, but she will be in next time to talk to everybody, and everybody's been invited. Thanks, Sarah. Do you want to take your hand down? Ian?
Yeah, oh, sorry.
I'm going to have to call you Mr. Hughes. There's a Mr. Hughes and there's Ian.
That's Ian.
Yes,
Mr.
Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Scott's better because he's a bit older. So no offence.
I know you're friends, and I know you can get away with that.
Now, I was thinking, so as I said earlier, Pam, I've sent the invites to all the councillors out.
I can see that.
And are you happy if I just keep everybody in the loop between now and the
absolutely.
next meeting?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you
Then
happy with that?
They can go through the questions in their minds that they want to ask next time.
Brilliant. Well, unless there's anything else, should we move to the next agenda item, Chair?
Yep.
Right. Number 4 is the minutes for the last meeting, which is the 21st of February.
They were okay.
Good. The next one is number 5, outstanding actions. I'm only going to go through the ones that are relevant, if that's okay.
That's perfect, fine.
So the first one I have, Sarah's, you've got an old one which has been deferred, but there's traffic calming. There's no update on that, I take it, is there? No, that's fine. I just wanted to cover it. Similarly, Paul, there's one which has been put on the back burner, number 16, Langland Tennis Courts. There's no update on that yet, is there?
Not yet. What I was going to say was, once we get into April now, I'll have a bit of time to actually put together a specification to get a professional in to do the tendering for us for the fencing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I defer it till May then?
Yeah, defer it to May, and hopefully there'll be some progress then.
We ran this through last time, and I said we had agreed tacitly to say, look, he is up to his eyes with the budget. Just let him get this out the way, and then we'll backtrack and start making ground on it. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Right. The next one is 21, which relates to the skate jam, but that is a separate agenda item. So are you happy?
Yeah, that's on the agenda today. So we'll cover that then.
At that. Similarly, if you're happy, Paul and Chair, number 22, seeking clarification in relation to proposed expenditure for the budget 2024-25. Are you happy for that to be dealt with under Paul's budget, although it strictly isn't for that? Are you happy for that to be dealt with similarly? Great.
Yeah, okay.
And lastly, this is very quick today, isn't it? Lastly, number 23, where the clerk is checking for grant eligibility for grant money. Kerry's emailed Swansea City Council and is awaiting a reply. She was hoping to have had one before the meeting.
Are you talking about the skate park, Ian?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So that's all the actions, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Oh.
Right.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is the number 6, which is budget monitoring report 30 to the 31st of January.
Okay. Over to you, dear.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Chair. The report has been added to the Teams folder for today's meeting, so you should have had access to it already. Just to briefly go through some of the items. There's a £9,000 underspend at the moment on the Underhill Park. That's due to amounts which were provided from contingency should any legal fees or design fees be required as part of the.
Whoa, stop. £9,000 underspend on. I don't understand that.
It's money that was set aside once it's been transferred in from contingency. The ongoing dispute with MCA. What the council decided, I think 2 of us they decided over the course of the year was to set some money aside just in case we do need to incur legal fees.
I'm with you now. Thank you,
Paul. Design fees. So that's what that's for.
Thank you.
Skate park looks like a big overspend, but money will be carried forward from last year, which will cover that. And part of it is also the skate jam, which we will cover later on the agenda.
Okay.
Skate park running costs. It's shown at the end of January. There's no costs, which there weren't at the time. We've now had an invoice from Swansea Council for the emptying of the bins, but that's the only one we've had so far. That's 3,000 something.
But that's all budgeted for, isn't it?
That's all budgeted for, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Fine.
The Underhill loan repayment looks like it's only half been spent. That's because the other half of the loan repayment will be going out next week, at the end of the month.
How much more are we going to be giving them, and when will we finish giving the money?
This is the second year. This is not giving it to MCA. This is repaying the loan that we borrowed.
Okay.
So this was over 15 years, and this is the end of the second year. So another 13 years before that's cleared.
Thank you, Paul.
We'll have to have a party when it's done. We'll also be here.
Yeah, we're still around, yeah.
There's the amount from Mumbles Bowls, 5,000. That hasn't been spent, but we'll carry that forward, obviously, for next year.
Yeah.
Just to update you on that, an expression of interest has gone into Swansea Council when in the start of this week, so hopefully that will start moving forward. 51,000 for the fencing, which we've covered. The Clubs Park gates, 7,700 available. That'll be the potential environment, so just keep that figure in mind. There's a couple of items which will be done at the end of the year, which is the sinking funds for the skate park and the Langland Bay tennis courts. And the skate park grant has come in. That looks like a big underspend, but obviously it has been allocated for the all-weather pitch. So it's come in and it's gone back out. And there's the Warm Spaces grant, which came in, and that'll be spent by the end of March.
Okay.
So has anybody got any questions, Sarah?
Yeah, I was just wondering, now that Martin's left, will we have to pay some money out to the council to get the skate park around the skate park area, the grass cut and things? Will we have to get a contract with them? No?
We've got a contract with them at the moment for cutting the main area, the grassed area between that and the house. I suppose it depends how quickly we do get someone in to fill Martin's post, whether it be an employee or whether it's a contractor, based on what was decided at council last week.
Swansea City Council mows around the skate park on that side, don't they? Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how they do. I don't know how much Martin does there, but we'll need to find that out with him before he leaves next week.
Okay.
And then if we do need to cover it, then we'll have to look for someone to do it short term.
Yeah. Okay.
Ian, you want to come in?
Yes, thank you. Cutting the grass. I believe the figure was around about £7,000. Is that right?
That was the total cost for running costs.
Yeah.
Not just the
£3,000 for emptying the bins.
Yeah.
Now, the area of grass to be cut, I thought it would have been just the area around the skate park. Are we talking about that large green adjacent to it?
Yeah.
Why are we paying for that?
Because the lease that we took out is for that whole area. It's not just for around the skate park. We have leased that whole boat of land for them. That was part of the deal.
Was that leased? Why was that leased?
Because we did.
Sorry, Jeff. It's what Swansea Council leased. They gave us the land to build the skate park on, and it covered the area from the house to where the skate park itself has been built.
Yes, but we don't need that for the skate park.
But we might do.
Can I finish, please?
I thought you had gone.
I don't see why we need that piece of land. That's a redundant piece of land. There's no association with the actual skate park. So
because that was sorry. You stop. You keep stopping speaking again, and I go to answer you, and then
will you stop interfering, for goodness sake?
I was just explaining. I'm not being rude.
Here we go again. You really want to control yourself.
Now stop that, please.
Finish. Let me finish.
Right. Well, say I have finished, and we'll know.
I'll register the fact that I've not been allowed to finish, okay?
No, you won't register that, because I said by all means finish, but just tell me when you finish. No, you won't, because I'm asking you to complete what you want to say, and then when you've finished, I'll come in. Right, okay, it's too late. That was the parcel of land that we were offered, and that was the parcel of land we had to take. That was what they gave us. But also, of course, we were thinking that it would be really useful for any future planning. You could see with the skate jam, it was made available there with everything we used on it. So that was what Swansea Council offered us, and that's what we took. Okay, your hand's up, Cillian. Do you want to come back in? Ian, are you coming back in? Your hand's still up.
No, it's
Can
not
Ian-
up.
I've got a yellow hand in front of your face here on my screen. With a number 1 on it. Thank you. Sarah?
Just to say, if I remember rightly, Chair, we didn't really have a choice. They offered us the whole piece because it was easier for us to maintain the whole piece than them come in and do a bit part of it. So I think we took what we were given, really. I don't think it was either one way or the other, Ian. And we just accepted what we were offered. And we did think at the time that we might have plans to put something else in, but we can't. It's too waterlogged. But it'd be nice to have seating there in the summer for people, the overspill from the skate park. Okay.
Remember, we went on the advice of our solicitors anyway. And the then clerk. We went on the advice of the clerk and our solicitors. So that's what it is. Okay. Okay, Mr. Hughes.
Have you finished, Paul, with your budget?
Yeah, that's me. Unless anybody else got any
So
further question.
when do we talk about the environment of money, Paul?
For the skate park jam or the other item you were talking about.
Well, whatever we got left over, and where is it?
What was that called?
You said 4,000?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there will, if the skate park jam is agreed as viable from the Club Spark gates, you'll have £4,000 left in that budget, which you could wire.
Well, we've got another project that's come up in that the gym equipment on the prom has been surveyed by Swansea Council, and they say there's one piece that is not fit for use anymore, and over the next year or two, the others will have to come up for renewal. And I had that put in, I think, over 10 years ago. So I was wondering, I was hoping there'd be more so we could put some aside for those pieces of general gym equipment and have some for the skate jam, but I don't think that there will be. So I would like your views on what you think we should do.
Yeah, what I would suggest is probably May. I'll be bringing an end of year report to council, to committees and then council. So that will be a full indication of how much is underspent over the course of the year. So there may be some other things which underspent. So what I would suggest is maybe hold fire on that until May, and then when you get the final end of year report, then you can make recommendations to council that it be via to repairing the equipment, the gym equipment, or installing new equipment.
Thank you very much. We'll go with that. Is that okay, Ian and Paul? Ian and Sarah? That's really only
good.
2 or 3 here. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah,
We'll go with that.
fine. I just didn't want to see them just taking them up and throwing them when we paid for them originally.
Yeah. Ian?
Thank you, Chair. Before we move on to the next one,
I'm sorry, Mr. Hughes.
So
I'm sorry,
the
Mr.
other
Hughes.
Ian, sorry.
It's Ian.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
You're on mute.
Can't hear you.
Have you costed the gym equipment?
Yes, it's around £2,000, I think, for each piece of equipment, but that includes getting it down to the site, putting it on the site. That's not just the bare cost of replacing that piece of equipment. We also have to pay for installation. But the other
So
pieces
how
have
many
been.
pieces of equipment are there?
I'm not sure. Rebecca's got the info on this, but it could be as many as 3 or 4. It's all, the clerk's gone through it all. She's got all the information. She's very up to date with it, but the clerk's not here at the moment. So the clerk is well ahead on this.
Well, the
but there's
clerk's not here.
Well, I know, but she will be in May when we're discussing it then. So I was going to ask for £4,000, £2,000 for 2 pieces of equipment to have them.
Well, I'll vote against it until I know more detail about it.
Well, you've just said it. You will know more detail in May when the clerk is here and Paul's got all his figures together. We're not going to do this until May. So you've got plenty of time.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes.
Thank you, Chair. Could I ask, if we're finished now, could I ask that that Paul's report is accepted?
Yes.
Thank you.
With
That's
grateful thanks.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is number 7, which is Underhill Park update.
Have we covered that already?
That's covered in the report, financial report, yes? Covered,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next item, number 8, is the Langland Tennis Court update.
again, we were waiting for Martin to come back with a report to us on the state of the basketball court. We will know more in May, I imagine, when we know what money's left over and what we can do there. But at the moment, I don't think there's any more projects going ahead until we can find out what we've got and what we can do with it. I know
Okay.
that there were things in the budget that we would have wanted to do, but we're just gonna have to wait till May.
Thank you.
Sorry, Sarah.
A quick aside, Chair, which is very good stuff. I was speaking to Dave from Bulljam on the last time there was the farmers market, and he was saying that some of the parents who are down Langland whose children use the skate park, they've said it's changed their lives around. There's a boy that's been, two boys have gone on Bay Storm to be on Swansea Storms. Another one has been taken to be on the an actual team representing Wales.
Oh my gosh.
They said they didn't have, until because they had that facility, that made the difference. So I thought I'd bring it to the group, because isn't that positive?
Do you know, if you wrote that in an email to the group, we could put that as part of the report for next month, and that would be absolutely lovely.
Okay,
Make sure you
okay.
get your facts right. But yes, that'd be brilliant.
Well, I'll ask Dave if he can put something on better than coming out the horse's mouth, isn't it?
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
That'd be lovely.
I'll do that
Thank you.
now.
And obviously, when we're talking next to the lottery fund, if we can offer something like that, then that's part of our. They want all that kind of information from us, so that will go towards that committee as well. That'd be brilliant.
Oh, great! I didn't think the lottery fund actually paid for the skate park, the basketball court.
Oh, you're just talking about basketball. You're not talking about skating.
Did I say skate park? No, the basketball court in Langland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we put that in. That'd be great to go. If that go on our website, that'd be absolutely lovely.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for that aside. Mr. Hughes?
Thank you. The next item, number 9, which is the Mumbles Skate Park update. Are you happy to cover that already?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the next item is the skate park jam, which if I can pass over to Paul again, would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yep, thanks, Ian. Skate Park Jam took place on 10th of June, which was a good day for the official opening of the skate park. I think there was a lot of people there. There was a wide range of people, skateboarders of all ages. What I've listed in the report there is the total cost of Skate Park Jam. And it covered the event organisation costs, toilets, first aid, waste removal, health and safety officer, photography and security. Total cost was just under £6,400.
Bargain.
The £2,500 for event organisation, that's part of the contract with Maverick. So that's already covered in the contract. That then leaves just under £3,900 to be funded. The environment policy that we've got says the first call on any environment should be from within the committee's budget. So from within community and social development, there is an underspend on Club Spark gates. We did put £10,000 in, but then we have spent £2,500 on the new gate, but a grant has been received from the LTA, so that £10,000 then is unspent. We transferred a small part of it to family fun days. So this balance of 3,900, I think the recommendation I would make is to via from the Club Spark gates into the skate park budget, and that will then cover the cost of skate park jam. So if everybody's agreeable to that, then a recommendation should be made to the next council.
Were we saying that we were going to look at what pot of money we had? So that's 3,000 something there. Have we got another £4,000 apart from that, or does that include it?
No, that's on top of that.
I would like to take the 7,000 through to May and then try and jiggle it so that we were able to afford 2 pieces of equipment for the gym, the outdoor gym. And I think that would probably leave us with about 2,000 odd for the skate park, the skate jam. And I think that might just cover it, or they're going to have to cut their cloth according to what money we have.
For next year's skate park jam?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. We need to sign off this year's first and cover that as part of this year's budget. So a decision really should be made now, if possible,
then
just to cover that additional 3,900.
I'll go with your recommendation. Do you two agree with that? Because we've got to keep it within the budget, yeah? Hands up, please. Ian? Ian, are you voting? Can't hear you.
I'm not in favour of a skate park jam.
Well, we're in favour of taking the money into the skate jam fund to finish, to round off the budget. And then we can then, in the end of May, say, well, we're going to transfer that somewhere else. But Paul is advising us to put it there for the time being, so we don't lose it.
So if I can just explain, this is to cover the skate park jam that's already taken place in June last year. It doesn't cover anything for a second skate park jam because there isn't any budget for it at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously something could
Okay,
come up in the future.
I accept that, Paul. The other thing that we had the opportunity of a grant for the gates from the LTA, and it was a gift, but there was a faction on council decided they didn't want to go with that, and that's how you ended up with that £10,000 in the community and social budget, which should never have been put in there because we were having it paid by the LTA anyway. So I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about this situation of wiring money that should never have been there in the first place because the LTA were going to pay for it.
Well, we acted on what full council voted for, whether individually we agreed it or not is what it was a decision by full council, and full council voted that was the direction that we would take.
Well, I think that will have to be made perfectly clear when we discuss it at full council.
Fine. Yeah, right, fine. Yeah, okay.
Will you be requiring to take this proposed environment for the jam of £3,900 to full council?
For last year, yes.
Yes, yeah, that would have to go to council for approval.
For last year.
So yes, I understand that. Thank you. So at that juncture, when it goes to full council, I will raise the matter of this unnecessary amount of £10,000 being drawn into community and social when there was no need. So really, that money should go into, I don't know, contingency or somewhere else. So it could be spent in other committees and so on.
Fine, your prerogative. Sarah?
From what I gathered in the meetings we sat through, the reason why we didn't do the LTA was because there was so many things tied up with going along with them. They were going to charge what they liked. They could bring people in from all over the place. Yeah, it wasn't a good deal.
I'd rather not go into that in detail now. And if Ian wants to go into it in detail in full council, where he can bring it up in full council, we'll debate it on in full council. But there's no point in going through all of that now. It's a done deal and done. Right, Mr. You there, Ian? Mr. Goose?
Yes, I am. Sorry about that. So that's been. Have we voted on the?
Yes, there'll be a recommendation to full council.
Okay. Well, that concludes the. Oh, but no, it doesn't. Sorry. Number 11. Other projects.
We're hanging loose until we know how much money we have.
Fine.
I was hoping that the new build with the yacht club would come under new projects, but we haven't got £12,400, so I'm not able to help there. I was very much hoping that we could have done something with that tonight. It's out of our league, so it'll have to go through grants, and I hope it'll go through grants and we'll help them there. So there aren't any new projects from me because we haven't got any money.
Okay.
Is that all right with you too, Ian? Scott? You're on mute, Ian.
I did put my hand up, Chair.
I beg your pardon.
I'm just wondering why you think the proposals for the NYC should be dealt with under the community and social. It's currently being dealt with under finance and compliance.
Because she is going to come to speak to this committee, grants go to finance and compliance. But as with the skate park and with Underhill, it is the remit of this committee to deal with those things. This committee is the lead committee on Underhill. This committee is the lead committee on the skate park. And that's how it works. If you object to it, then bring it up at full council. by all means. Sarah?
Yes, Chair, I was going to ask you, I don't know if it fits into, but Paul's here. We used to have a planter that MCC bought and planted up in the top shops at West Cross. The council have moved it. I don't know where, I'll be chasing that up. But could we put it down the bottom of West Cross instead of losing it completely? There isn't room up the top now, but we might as well use it somewhere, and we could put it down the front by the shops down the bottom. Is that
Probably
okay?
have to pay, we would have to pay for it being moved, would we?
Well,
Oh,
I will
no, if they've
find-
taken it up and they've moved it,
if
they can do it.
they've taken it up, so they should move it. But I'll find out more by next Wednesday, Chair.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes, Chair. Are we finished?
I think we're finished.
Right, I'll
Thank you.
stop.
Thank you
I'll
two for turning up and getting cracking on and getting anything done. And thank you so much, Paul, for being there.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. When is the Clark back?
She was back yesterday.
Oh, righto. Okay.